Welcome back, Soul Tribe, to your week ahead reading. And I'm hearing it's too late. You've given somebody a lot of time to think about something or make a decision. But this week feels like it's a great chance for you to start taking control of a situation. I have our pre shuffle right here, and it says time, delay, procrastination, too busy. And underneath there, masculine energy. Whatever it is that you have in store for the week ahead, it's a really great time for you to start taking control of a situation and jumping into a sense of your own sense of authority. So, if this sounds like your message, you're more than welcome to stick around. If we haven't met yet, my name is High Priestess Berries, psychic, medium, and divine channeler, hoping to bring you a message. Now, always remember, my messages are candid, unscripted, but they are also timeless, so please tap into your instincts, listen to your intuition. If there is anything that I talk about that doesn't make any sense, totally fine. Do not worry about it. This message may not be for you, but if it does resonate, please let me know by liking, sharing, and commenting below. So after we go to do that, underneath it, feminine energy. This is not the first time that we had this masculine, feminine, yin yang flip flop with these weekly readings. But there's something about you entering into your masculinized energy, and it's gonna be so different. Like masculines can be very brutal, feminine can be a little bit too passive, but there's something about what it is that you are going to experience this week that it's going to be able to, I'm hearing marry these two energies together. What do we have underneath here? Longing, missing you. Let's talk reunion. Feels like someone's going to be trying to make a comeback into your life, sort of as though someone that you might have had a falling out with, or somebody that you used to have a very nurturing relationship with. But I paused for a moment because I saw the card puzzled. It's sort of like, you miss me? I didn't even think you fucking cared about me in the first place. Like, it is kind of interesting how some people can get off by being withholding. And the moment that you decide to stop caring, the moment you decide to walk away, those energies crop back up. So after we go to cut and we have a look at the week ahead, clingy. Ha! There we go. Old exes, dead relationships, old ways, suffering in silence. It sounds like there's somebody who's trying to re enter your energy for this particular week. And this is a bit of a clue to let you know who this could be. You close the door on somebody, you recognize that someone was taking your nurturing energy for granted, and they're trying to find a way back in. Like, in the extreme, and this isn't to alarm you, it's sort of as though when you go to close the door, somebody sticks their arm through it to try and convince you that you should leave it open for them. So, big warnings ahead for this week so that you're paying attention to the correct energy. We are going to have a quick look at where it is you left off in the previous week. We'll also see what your intention is going into the week, what you're kind of hoping to get out of it. We'll also have a look at, your mood. What kind of mood could you be in? Ha, she said sarcastically. And what's going to go on in the 3D? Well, what's kind of cool about my particular readings is that we're going to split the timeline, and you're going to have a very detailed look on how people are acting and reacting, and you can get all the best information you need so that you can feel confident dealing with whatever this clingy energy is. So, where did you leave it last week with this person? Glow up, new opportunities, new career, successful business. Wow, that's kind of rude. It's sort of as though you dedicated all your energy into this person, and then they just suddenly had a great opportunity and left. It's like, okay, cool. Well, thank you so much for giving me, a free home and free food. So I got a job in Siberia. So I'm moving out next week. See ya. It's kind of like this person, they mooched off of you and you wanted to give them some space because the glow up implies that they weren't glowing before. It's kind of like if I want to play with my ring light, turn the light off, light on, light off, light on. Like this person, something was incoming, and there's sort of this feeling as though this energy really owes you, especially if you've been very generous and very lenient to give this person a chance to get their shit together. What has been your intention from the week? You You want this person to just recognize, hey, I poured a lot of time and energy and love into whatever it is that you have been going through. Let's kind of have a quick little look. Sneaky Berries is feeling a little bit sneaky. Like, let's get a couple of cards. I'm sort of reading these together because this does feel like them versus you. And especially being drawn to the word insincere. Like, I just see you as this kitty cat, and you're like, really? Meow. I'm gonna fucking meow at you until you recognize how much you really have taken for granted what I've offered you. Like, there we go. Eight of Cups. This is someone who is walking away from your life, and they're walking like they're a very toxic person that's walking out of your life. But the problem is that the devil is still here. And it means that even if this person has taken you for granted and they're just walking off without even a thank you, repaying you, compensating you, like in a lot of ways, if they have debts, they have all the money now to pay their debts to the credit card company, but they don't pay their debts to you. This person really doesn't value who it is that you are, but you're still being magnetized back into this person's life because you feel like they owe you something. So what do we have right here? We got the card of strength. It's kind of this thing. It's like, do I just, end this person? And we don't mean that literally. It's just a little bit of hyperbole, complete frustration, but there is actually some tension in here that you need to speak up, and you have held yourself back for a long time. What else do we have here? Five of Pentacles. In some ways, you have to ask yourself what it is that you have to lose to get rid of this person, or what is it that you have to gain once this person goes away. Because if someone's not willing to pay you back for their generosity, even if they have the means, that has it's a bit of an ego bruise, because it means that you believed something in this person that wasn't real. You believe they could get their shit together, but there's something that you actually invested into this person that wasn't real. Like, let's have a look at your mood for the week. Hopeless. Oh my God. Loss, depression, suicide. Like, thankfully, that sounds, again, there's a lot of hyperbole this week. And I think too, this person, they weren't doing well. Like I said, if the light is on, it means it was off at some point. And you had a lot of empathy for this person. Chances are that you knew what it was like to be in this level of despair and how frustrating it is when people ask things of you when you just can't even. And you didn't want to put that burden on whoever this glow up is, but as you're working through the 3D, there's a real important ask for this week. You actually have to see this poor, pitiful little kitty cat, this poor thing. Like, there's something that they were able to tug at your heartstrings to make you think that they were worthy of your generosity. And you thought that they might have been a very kind, empathic person, but that this has been the theme for the last few weeks as we've been going through this new series with the week ahead. And it's starting to bring to the surface people that are taking you for granted. And if you're watching this out of morbid curiosity, it's sort of like, well, I don't really have someone like this in my life, Berries, but yet I'm still really drawn towards this. There's a lesson within here. Like, if you can observe other stories, other people going about their life, it means that you're at risk of falling into this trap. And this message is here to kind of give you a bit of a heads up so that you can start working internally from the mental space, from your meditation space, so that you can start freeing yourself from moochy energies. All right, what we got? I'm reading these two together. Yeah, there we go. Emotional maturity, emotional immaturity. There we go. There's actually an aspect of yourself that you're going to have to let go of this week. And it's a version of you that thinks that you're not a good person. This egotistical, narcissistic glow up like whatever happened, like I can only give you examples, but whatever ended up happening, this person, they finally got a break. They're finally in a position to start paying up their debts. And even if you're indebted energetically, needing some space, like maybe you sacrificed a lot of your friendships, your personal time in order to be there for this person, they just kind of ran off. And there was a little bit of a assumption that this person would be able to pay up, or they continue to drain you despite the glow up. It's like they have all these resources now and they're not thinking about you. Like I'm irritated on your behalf. There we go, Father of Swords. Like I'm seeing the Strength and the Father of Swords together. There's a conversation and you need to see something for what it is. Father of Swords has been coming out time and time again in a lot of the readings, and it means that you have to logically look at this from a very cold perspective. What else do we have? There we go. Eight of Wands, because you need to make a decision, and it sounds like you do need to make a decision very quickly. So this is the point where we're going to split the timeline. So let me go ahead and clear the board for you guys. And listen, if this is already beginning to resonate for you, please make sure to take some time to hit that like button. When you interact with my messages, when you engage through commenting, through watching, through the likes and the subscriptions, that gives me permission to read your energy. And if you would like to get some more help throughout the next few weeks as you deal with individuals like this, I'd be honored to help you out. So that said, we have a pick a card option right here. We have timeline A and timeline B. Well, I always recommend that you trust your intuition. We're going to play a little bit of a game right here. I have two cards, two animals. Ooh, lion spirit, a little bit of that strength. And we have turkey spirit, give with grace and gratitude. So you got a lion or a turkey. I want you to just focus on the animal and focus on the animal that you are magnetically drawn towards. Three, two, one, decision is made. So that said, pile one, you are going to be lion spirit. So if your heart was drawn towards lion spirit, you will go to the timestamp below for pile one. And through the process of elimination, we have turkey spirit, give with grace and gratitude. You're going to be pile two, timeline B. In the description below, you will find your timestamp. I'll see you guys there. Why, hello, my mighty lions. This is a huge reminder right now that you need to be within your heart chakra. There is a chance for you to start developing a lot of bravery within your life, and you're going to be encouraged to really make sure that you're connected to the color green, to the heart chakra, to your inner lion. Because at the deck underneath here, before we dive in and cut, we have Four of Pentacles. It takes great bravery to hold back as much as it takes great bravery to speak up for yourself, but we do have a Queen of Swords, and it's going to be important for you to have empathy and compassion, first of all, towards yourself, but also being able to finally communicate with this energy. Because if you passive aggressively go about this, you will accrue some pretty nasty karma. And just because this is showing King of Cups, that was the king that was showing up a little bit earlier. So we're going to have a look at what's going on from their perspective. What does the glow upper have to say about this situation? How is it that you're reacting? And then we'll ask the ultimate question. TGIF, what kind of Friday will you probably experience? But after we go to cut, High Priestess, the veil is so thin during this time, and it's going to be so important that you really listen to what your intuitive knowing is trying to say to you. Like, it is interesting, we do have this feline energy along with the canine energy. You are probably going to be a little bit more within your feral headspace, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it means that you can't overreact. You have to be very thoughtful as you move through this particular week. There's another devil right here, because in this card, the praying mantis walks on a razor thin edge between the fire that could consume it versus a pitcher plant that could also consume it. You may feel as though there are very few options, and you're probably not wrong, but take the lesson that the Queen of Swords was saying earlier. Just speak thoughtfully but you must speak. So, how is this other person behaving around you? Like, this person, this is their glow up. They're starting to feel better about their situation. They're probably telling their friends about all that's going on. Like, in some ways, like, outside of how they are behaving, like, there is a version of you that is happy for them. It's not as though you're being thoroughly cruel and unsympathetic. You have energies around you that are making you feel guilty for asking for what is that you want. There's something that this person, even though they're being selfish and naive about a few things, there's a lesson you can learn from them. They've asked for something from the universe and the universe gave it to them. But the fact that they are so blind to what the universe wants them to do with this massive amount of money, like it's a karmic acquisition. So I'm going to, there we go. Shuffle here. Let's get a little bit of clarity on this person. Nine of Wands. This is somebody that you feel a little bit guilty because they have powered through something. You've watched them go through something extraordinarily difficult. But with there it is. Yeah, you watched them go through heartbreak. Like outside of your immediate frustration with this energy, you do admire them. You've seen them go through something extremely difficult. If they were having a difficult time getting a job, this is like the ultimate job that, pays everything that they need and they can finally have some semblance of independence. Like this person finally got a break in life. But King of Swords, like, wow, like King of Swords, Queen of Swords keeps showing up. And it's one of these things where, oh, yeah, this is a little bit of a bout face. This is why you're more than likely upset with this person. It's kind of like, hey, so now that you are now the Empress and you're finally getting a footing on life, could you consider maybe paying your 6 months of back rent? And this person freaks out at you, and the freak out is a little bit cold. It's sort of like, you know what I've been through. And it's difficult because you do know what they've been through. This person is still traumatized and they're acting as though they are naive. This person's not. They know exactly what it is that they're doing. This is a very entitled energy. There we go. Temperance. In some ways, this person is rationalizing what's going on because they still don't feel like they're really in balance. Like you just saw the situation as, okay, you just need a job, you need to make some money, and then you'll be able to get your shit together. This person has way deeper seated issues. And in some ways, they're not wrong. They aren't balanced, but they're being very rude and selfish because the real reason that they mooched off of you is not because they needed money, though you know, that wasn't really the core reason. They needed balance and security. They see you as an angel, but unfortunately, now that you're trying to call them out, which is Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael is not the nicest angel in the universe, and he's the one that will show you things about yourself that you don't like. And there's an ask within here. You are the angel and you are speaking truth. And this person saw you as an angel, but now they're going to start projecting and think of you as more like the devil. And you have to pay attention to that because that is a red flag for mental health. Now, I'm not a doctor, not a physician, but the one thing you do need to pay attention to with people is if they behave one way and then you decide to assert yourself and then they behave the exact opposite, you need to listen to that. You need to listen to your high priestess knowing. How are you reacting to this person? Two of Wands. It's this feeling of parting ways. And I think you're still kind of hesitating if parting ways makes sense. Because in the main reading, we did have that devil show up. And it's kind of the feeling like, what's the real reason that you want to keep engaging with this person? Are you trying to get your money back? Are you trying to be seen? Are you trying to mother this person? We did see that masculine feminine energy. Like, so there's a little bit of parental wounding that this person has never addressed within their life. However, there's something on your end. You can't change this person. Like, and nor should you. It's not your job nor your responsibility to be this person's parent. And there's a little bit of this waffling feeling I'm getting from your end. What do we have? Ace of Swords. You're just looking for clarity. The thing that keeps us stuck within narcissistic dynamics is the lie that we must be wrong about something. The narcissists cloak what's actually going on, mostly because they're so good at ignoring their emotions. They wouldn't even know. Like, it's a self-blindness issue when it comes to narcissistic methodology. Three of Wands. Like, here's the thing, this feels very introspective, and you're trying to get clarity, mostly because you don't even know where to go. It's kind of like you know you need to, but you don't know where to. And that's not bad. It means that you have to actually learn a lesson from this person and trust that things will balance out karmically. But I think just intuitively feeling into this person's energy, like, if you got money from them, like, okay, cool, you could close accounts, but if you're noticing there's frustration, it means the money's hella karmic and it could indenture you into even more energetic debt. So there's a little bit of a warning in there for a few of you. What else do we have? Ace of Pentacles. Like, yeah, you want a brand new beginning and you're just trying to figure out where it is you need to start. Um, you invested a lot into this person. You believed in this person. Like, hell, if this isn't like a lover or a roommate, like this could be an employee. It's like, hey, I went to bat for you. I decided to say no to a few other better qualified candidates because I wanted to give you a chance. And then 3 weeks in, you decide to leave. There's some frustration in here that you're feeling. You gave this person a chance. You saw something in them and they didn't seem grateful enough. What else do we have? Five of Wands. Like, you're asking yourself the right questions because you don't want to remanifest this chaos into your life. And there's actually, I want to get a little bit more on this Five of Wands because I feel like there's a very important divine message within here that you can learn. So what kind of guidance would the viewer really benefit from in terms of learning from this situation? See, Hanged Man, there's a, don't get caught up in the holier than thou battle. There's something that the divine's been trying to show you about yourself. Oh, where you have been generous with the wrong energy. You've actually been generous with people through your ego versus generosity from soul. And it means that you've been ignoring your own intuition. It means you have been ignoring your own instincts. This person, they're not well put together and they talk about how money is the problem. And more than likely, deep down inside, you knew that money wasn't the issue. It's just an example, but it's an example to kind of get you to start brainstorming and problem solving in a way that you don't get hung up on a situation like this ever again. Let's see what we got here. Nine of Wands, like you powered through and helped this person out, and then they kind of ran off. But I think this is a bit of a conflict avoidant feeling. You've been willing to tolerate a lot of other people's bullshit, their two-facedness, their drama, their trauma, but when really all you've been doing is running away from your truth and you've tolerated too much. And that's okay. It's not a judgment on you. A lot of us have to go through this cycle in order to recognize how we haven't been honest with ourselves. And you're being encouraged during this time over and over again. Be honest with yourself about how it is you actually feel and learn how to say no. I think there's an ask within here for you to start practicing the word no. You can always change your mind. But if you're saying yes to things that are draining you and don't honor your integrity, it means you're lying to yourself. And people like this, they thrive by lying to other people in order to get what they want because they're counting on people like you who do lie to yourself. Whew. Like, I'll just say to you this way, it is a bit of a harsh week full of pretty harsh lessons, but what you're going through within a week is going to spare you years of getting stuck in codependent, avoidant relationships. So we got to ask, Lions, what's the ultimate question? TGIF. Is this going to be a good Friday or is this going to be a burn it all, flame out Friday? What do we have right here? Seven of Pentacles. Like, just make the most of it. Like, I really think that's what this card is saying. Just try to make the most of this week. Like, you're learning a lesson. And in some ways, if this person can't pay you back in a physical sense, at least they can pay you back with a huge lesson. If that lesson is, wow, I'm going to make sure I never give myself over to an energy like this ever again. And you figure out how and why and the way through, like you're sparing yourself so many future problems. So, what kind of week can you embody for the week ahead? Oh, I love this. The Temple of the Moon Goddess, emotional transparency, nurturance, and grace. Take a deep breath, Lions. You've been holding on to so many external energies that aren't even your own. You have gotten into the habit of embodying other people's problems. You're being encouraged at this time. Just release it. You're only responsible to yourself. And it's going to be important for you to take some responsibility when it comes to your emotions. Be honest with yourself about how you feel about a situation. If your birthright is to be happy, how come you're going out of your way to feel so sad? Have a lot of grace for yourself and use this lesson to show yourself a lot of grace. You've given grace to so many people around you. It's time for you to turn it around and be able to take care of yourself, nurture yourself, forgive yourself, and have grace because at least you're going to be able to learn a very important karmic lesson. Just saying. Wow. Well, my roaring little lions, however it is that your week ends up manifesting, damn, I sincerely hope that this helped. Thank you so much for sticking around. If you found this helpful, please make sure to like the video, subscribe so that we can keep checking on you week after week. And otherwise, when I see you at the next one, I'm wishing you peace, love, and all the berries. Why, hello. If you're here, you picked pile two, and it looks like you're on the turkey timeline. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but we'll dive right in to see what could be going on. But you are being reminded at this time by this oracle that you need to be able to give yourself a lot of grace, a lot of gratitude, and I'm hearing a lot of latitude within this particular situation. I've already gone ahead and pre-shuffled. We'll have a look at what it is this person is doing in the 3D reality. We'll also have a look at how you're acting and also reacting, but we'll also get the ultimate question. TGIF, what kind of Friday will you be having? But before I go to cut, I do have the Four of Pentacles. I feel like, well, there is a need that you need to hold back. I think something's already started underneath the surface. There's something that you dedicated yourself when it came to this individual where you may actually be stuck for a little while dealing with some karmic cleanup. And it's going to be very important that you do give yourself a lot of grace during this phase because you are going to still be required by karmic law to take governship of what it is that you've already started. Even if this person is toxic, even if it was a well-intended partnership, because we saw that time delay, it meant that you should have acted sooner. And here's the thing, you can't go in the past, you can't change things, and there's a lesson within that. Your intuition is actually way more accurate than you give yourself credit for, but by interacting with whatever this, this clingy energy that you've given a lot of grace towards, it's soured your ability to trust yourself. And there feels like there's a bit of a mission going on here to help you reestablish your connection to yourself. Because underneath their strength, we did see that with the lion showing up in the main reading. It takes a lot of great courage and strength to clean up a mess, even if you were an accomplice within this situation. So let's go ahead and cut, and we'll have a look at what's going on with this person. I kid you not, this is just fucking crazy. So If you felt confused as to which animal you wanted to pick on the timeline, I don't blame you because we had a Four of Pentacles, which led up to a High Priestess, like on a completely different deck. So it seems like the timelines right now are extraordinarily similar with how it could be manifesting. So after this, you are welcome to go check out the first pile. There's probably some extra clues within there that's going to help you move forward. So with that intention, we can get some different information. But there's something that this web, a web of lies, a narrative that has been crafted together. And in some ways, you're being asked to have a little bit of look at the hindsight of what it is that you've gone through and start mapping out how you got into the situation in the first place, especially from an internal, intuitive, and subconscious level, because there is a brand new beginning being invited into your life so that as you exit this person, exit this situation, whatever this thing is that you're faced with, it can be a thing of the past. And you can start feeling way more confident about making thoughtful decisions with the people that you wish to show a little grace towards. You are a kind, generous person, and not everybody is worthy of your energy. How is this other person behaving? Oh man, Projection City. I can barely look at this card. Like, I just kind of want to look away at it. It's sort of like somebody sending you. It's like this octopus is sending me a myriad of text messages about how much of a horrible person I have been. Like, this person is really projecting. So, naturally, we got to go Pulp Tarot underneath their King of Swords. Like I keep getting the King of Swords. Like for the last few weeks, like having to embody your own sense of internal truth, being logical about a situation, trying not to let emotions get in the way. This person is really going out of their way to make you feel guilty as fuck about this situation. And they're really like they are entitled. Like remember in the main reading we saw the King of Swords hanging out over here. Or was that no? King of Swords is over here. In the other timeline, King of Swords is over here. Like, yeah, so there's a lot of similarities between the two timelines. So you could easily be down the middle when it comes to this. So what is with this person? Like I just don't want to look at it. It's just when someone just again, I'm getting a barrage of text messages one after the next. It's sort of as though I'm just hearing this thing going like it's that notification irritation that I'm getting, and it's sort of like, oh my god, bitch, are you done? So right off the bat, if this person is sending you just this myriad of information, let them burn themselves out first before you even think about replying. Because we saw that Four of Pentacles, you can't just block this person and walk away. The universe is not allowing you to because there's a very, very, very important lesson the divine is trying to show you through this individual. This is not the first time you've had to deal with someone like this, and ideally this should be the last time you ever have to deal with somebody like this. So we got Seven of Cups. Like this person doesn't even know what they want. Like I get the sense that they're sending you all this information, making you feel like, well, you're like this and you're like that, and you know I need it, and you know I didn't mean it like that. Like, and they're trying to confuse you. Why? Because they are actually genuinely confused. Like they're picking at ridiculous stuff. Like because the Pulp Tarot has that sort of like old school. I just want to look and just my ADD just kind of wants to kick in and just be like, I just want to rip the paper off the wall, even if it does damage it. What's underneath here? Strength. Holy shit, there's so many mirroring cards going on, and I just picked all from different decks. I love tarot, guys. But there's an ask within here to kind of look at this person, like what do they really have? Because the only thing they seem to have going on for them is confusing everybody else, and they're actually really good at it. I don't know if this is a real lion. This feels like if you went to the zoo and you posed with your family photos, and it's kind of like they Photoshop in a lion afterwards. Like, yes, there's totally a lion right here. Pet little lion. We're totally doing that right now. Like, this is a very artificial person that you have been entertaining. The Empress. Okay, go check out the other timeline. Holy shit. Like this Empress card also showed up in a different deck in this very spot. And this is the entitled Empress. Like they're on the glow up. So this does confirm that even on both timelines that is a major glow up. This person, something good has happened to them. Like I really think to some degree you are genuinely proud of this person, you feel as though they could have used a lucky break, but there's a problem in here with your assumption. It's as though your math didn't quite add up. This person, what they really needed was emotional security, almost treating you like an emotional binky to some degree, like an emotional blanket. And a sense of comfort. You thought they were looking for money and stability. And now they finally have money and stability. Like if they owe you things, like if they owe you rent, they owe you a bunch of meals, they owe you for loans and debts. This is the type of person where they keep getting stuck and caught in the middle of nowhere because they don't have enough money in their bank account to pay for the gas bill. This is someone who's not really doing all that well, and you saw that within them, and you're happy for them. They're actually getting something together, but there's like, well, where's my money? It's like this person owes you like a ton of coins because they borrowed so much for you. Like you're in you're annoyed because they owe you money, but it's sort of like someone who comes up with an excuse where it's like, well, we didn't sign a contract, so I didn't think I had to pay you back. And it's sort of like, what unspoken agreement is that? Like, this is just really irritating. Like, it's fun for me. I'm sure it sucks for you. I've been through this before, guys. You are with someone who is 110% with you along the way. How is it that you're acting and reacting? Queen of Wands. Like, I am actually really glad to see this. You know, there are a few asterisks, but Queen of Wands can be that divine feminine energy, creativity, being the host, putting on the show and being there for people in their time of need. Like, you have a very radiant personality, but you're kind of at risk of turning into the toxic version of the Queen of Wands, where you may start mimicking, being rude. In some ways, you're being heavily warned right now. Give grace and gratitude. Do not play their game. This is a very important warning. Do not play the game. Because we keep seeing this King of Swords showing up in like throughout the reading. It's tempted to behave like them to show how much of a karmic-y bitch this person is, but I guarantee, because I said earlier, I've been through this timeline. Learn from Barry's fucking mistakes and don't go mimicking this because this will just add fuel to the fire and they'll be able to use that against you. Like this feels like a relationship, a deep level soulmate relationship that has gone back lifetime after lifetime. And this person has constantly karmically entrenched you into their bullshit. It's sort of like 1,000 years ago's you dedicated yourself to this person. They might have been your lord in the, whatever feudal system you were a part of. Is like, I solemnly swear my life and soul to you, but you didn't say death do us part. Like this person has no problem with pulling out the legalistic aspect of things. Well, we didn't discuss that. So that means there's something within your side of the energy that we do need to address, because it means that you weren't willing to negotiate what your expectations were of this person. You probably originally saw them as the equal because you saw them for their potential, not for who it is that they actually are. And there's a real huge ask right now to start thinking about how you could have prevented some of this. That's a little bit of this weaving together narrative with the spider that we have on the table right here. But what do we got? Yeah, Four Pentacles. I keep getting Four Pentacles. Like in this deck, it's sometimes like shut up and take my money, but this is actually somebody who's accustomed to being slightly mean to you, and then you succumb. Like I'm gonna make you all creepy crawly right now, but notice the little centipede that is crawling on this guy's neck where it's like, okay, 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 just this is all I got. This is all I got. And this person takes advantage of your energetic reserves because it's all you got. Like maybe you have a lot of money, maybe you have a really decent job, and you thought that like, oh, I have a little excess when it comes to cash, no big deal. But this person has siphoned you through other means. We got 3 of cups, and then they brought their friends along with it. Like, I feel like there's a risk. Remember I was saying earlier, do not mimic this empress. Like, let them sit around thinking there's some hottie in their cute little teddy. Like, I'm straight and I'm starting to question my sexuality right here. But you need to really embody your primal energy. That's been kind of the theme I've been picking up for this week. Your primal energy is going to be a source of strength. Don't take it out on anybody else, but make sure you're in your power, not taking your power out on somebody else, because you are at risk of somebody taking your behavior and using it against you in order to alienate you from friends, family, a community, something like that. 5 of Swords, draw a line in the sand. It's time for you to start thinking about what kind of mental boundaries are actually worth tolerating with this individual. But there's an ask in here. Why did you defeat yourself? If you knew walking into this that there was something wrong and there was something off, there's an ask for you now to start writing it down. What is it about yourself that you thought it was okay to compromise? This is you learning how to get out of compromising situations. This person was able to exploit your empathetic weak point, and it's brought you to this situation. What else we have? The Emperor. Wow. Like, got an Empress over here and the emperor over there, and these two are not getting along. Like, this is not a divine couple. This is somebody who, they act like they are divine, but they can never seem to fully get it to manifest in the 3D. And there's a chance for you to kind of prove to yourself. Don't prove to this person. They won't get the memo. And that's just a waste of energy. Can you prove to yourself that if you can understand why you need to protect yourself, even if it is just protecting your own thoughts and protecting your own mind, you are establishing yourself for something supremely better? Like, there's something else in here, and I want to quickly clarify. Tell me more about this emperor, especially what kind of emperor will you grow up into once this 5 of Swords habit has finally been resolved. And this is not something you will overcome overnight. This requires a lot of internal self-reflection. Like, start brainstorming, mood boarding, post-it notes, the mind map. You know those mind maps where it's like, me, and then it's like, okay, me, all right, afraid, like, and you start kind of thinking about what kind of emotions are worrying you. Just like kind of take 2 minutes to write down what it is that you are so afraid of. Why are you afraid of being alone? What is it that you thought you were getting out of this situation? And what is it that you're actually getting out of this situation? 10 of Cups, like, there's an opportunity to actually be genuinely happy, but it does require you, King of Swords, to really embody logic and truth. Just because someone gives you a pitiful story, it doesn't mean you need to donate your energy to them. If you're going to be entering into a wealthy timeline, it requires you to know what is worth spending your money on. Like, it's one thing to receive money, then it's another to release it back into the world. And you've been releasing your excess into energies that are negative. And this is a really great chance for you to start doing a little bit of goal setting, making some plans for yourself, because the Emperor does make goals that are achievable. What do we have down here? Death. And it does require you to put aside a past version of yourself. This could be therapy, this could be just journaling and making some intentions and recognizing the patterns that got you into the situation in the first place. King of Pentacles. See, but this is the promise. There's a version of you, this 5 of Swords, that needs to die. The one that defeats your own intuition. The part of you that says, well, they seem to have a very sad story, and I don't want to be a jerk about it. So you sacrifice your happiness all in the name of what? This? Like, you're not impressed with this. And you're not impressed with the Empress because you thought you were going to get something out of it, and they got something out of it, and apparently it's always been about them. You can learn from this energy because maybe you should make it all about you. So, Big question. This has been a pretty heavy reading. TGIF. What kind of Friday do you have to look forward and or dread over? Eight of Cups. Oh wow. Like I think I've seen this before with one of the previous readings. Like this isn't less of catharsis. This is just kind of recognizing you can go against the flow. And this is you learning how to go against negativity. In some ways, you may have not realized that you've been flowing your energy in a negative way, but you confused it for positivity. There's a bit of a flip going on, especially since I see this masculine and this feminine energy. And in the main reading, we also saw a masculine and a feminine energy. There's an ask for you to take a little time, because I see the moon. We got the moon right here. As you're trying to understand your own psyche, what do you consider to be positive and negative? Positive is outward flow and energy, negative is inward and magnetic. You've got something backwards. So start taking some time to get to know your emotions. When you feel your emotions for this person, if you feel as though they're coming towards you, pause, think about it, and maybe press it outward again and just kind of focus on the flow of energy. Your brain may not understand everything that's going on within the moment, but there's something that you have been subconsciously trained just because, trauma, bad things happen to us, kids are mean, like whatever the reason and the origin point of this confusion happened. You're being asked to start thinking about what is positive and what is negative. A masculine energy needs to be cooled off in order to balance out, but a feminine energy needs to be warmed up in order to be balanced out. In the end, make your goal balance. What kind of energy can you embody for this week ahead to make the most of it? Talk about balance. We got an 11 right here as well. We have the seal of subtle luminosity, discernment, discipline, and order. Oh, you are being gifted a chance to make a massive reset in your life. A real big opportunity to start realizing who is worth your time and energy and what is not worth it at all. In order to gain discipline, it starts from within, and that's challenging because a lot of us have been hurt trying to achieve our goals, but also trying to help other people along the way. You've been a kind soul, you've done your due diligence, and there's an ask for you to take all that wonderful potential energy and pour it into yourself. It's okay to be rich. It's okay to be in love. It's okay to have a life that is stable and fulfilling and full of happiness. Take some time this week to understand the negative mindset that is making you feel as though you're not worthy of these things. Can you truly believe this week that you are worthy and that you are love? Because only you can truly answer that question at the end of it all. I'm just saying, wow. Well, my delightful, tasty little turkeys. However your week manifests for you, damn, I sincerely hope that this helped. Thank you so much for sticking around. If you like my style, please make sure to like the video on the way out. Make sure to share it with a friend who might need a little bit of help going through some very difficult situations themselves. And until I see you at the next one, I'm wishing you peace, love, and all the berries.